Vital signs are the vital signs are the basic component of assessment of physiological and psychological conditions of a health of a client. Psychological conditions of health of a client. Okay, so here I will explain. Here the basic means, you all know vital signs are basic. Basic means the building, the first building component. The building component is vital sign. Suppose when we are going to assess the patient, what is vital sign actually? I am going to explain in other terms. Don't see the definition. This is the definition, that is vital signs are the basic components of physiological and psychological assessment of health of the client. You will see this definition on the books also. But the thing is here, what is actually psychological and what is physiological, and then what are vital signs? See here, vital signs are the basic components of assessment of physiological and psychological assessment of health. See here, when we are going to assess the patient, when the doctor is going to assess the patient, when the nurse is going to assess the patient, what is the basic thing that we can do so that we will get the information about the psychological and physiological condition of the patient? See here, so by means of vital signs, we are going to know about the condition of the patient, whether the patient is normal, whether the patient is not, whether the patient is free of disease, or whether the patient is having any abnormality or any disease. How we can know that? See here, so this is we are going to know about the psychological and physiological conditions of the health of the patient. See, psychological means what? First, physiological means what? Physiological means what, and then psychological means what? First, we are going to know about the physiological conditions by means of vital signs. See, physiological conditions means, suppose if the client is having any heart abnormality, if the patient is having any cardiac problem, if the patient is having any cardiac problem, if the patient is having any vascular problem, okay, if the patient is having vascular problem, or if the patient is having any other problem like lung problem, suppose lung disease, we can say lung disease. There are many diseases, we will explain later one by one. First here we are going to know about the psychological. So see how we can know cardiac problem, how we can know vascular problem, how we can know lung problem, how we can know liver problem. This all can be easily. See, actually we are going to know these problems indirectly. So how we can know the cardiac problem? Suppose when we are going to check the BP, blood pressure of the patient, we can know whether the patient is normal or not. If the blood pressure is not normal, whether the patient is not having hypotension, that is decrease in the blood pressure from the normal value, whether the patient is not having any hypertension, okay, whether the patient is not having any hypertension condition, we can know this disease condition. We can know this condition by means of vital signs. So actually we are going to know about the cardiac problem, we are going to know about the heart problem indirectly. How? We are by means of vital signs. By means of, suppose similarly lung problem is there, we are going to know, we will see the respiration of the person, respiration of the patient, respiration of the client. When we are going to know the respiration of the client, suppose respiration, we are going to know respiration of the client, we are going to know the respiration of the client. Easily we will get the idea whether there is not any lung disease, whether the respiratory rate is normal or abnormal. Similarly, we will see pulse, we will see other things like temperature. Suppose if the patient is having one of the most important things here. Suppose how we can know? I am saying here, what I am explaining is, by means we are knowing here the physiology of the person, physiology of the client. Physiology of the client, how we will know? See, suppose if the patient is having high body temperature. Okay, if the patient is having high body temperature, so if the patient is having high body temperature, we will see the temperature of the body. Temperature of body, that is assessment of temperature of body. Assessment of body temperature we are going to do. See, when we are going to do assessment of body temperature, definitely we can get idea whether the patient is having normal body temperature. Suppose average normal body temperature of adult is 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, or this is the temperature of the body is normal. If the temperature of the body is not normal, it may be the disease condition. Actually, fever is not disease, but here I am explaining for explaining purpose. I am saying here it may cause fever that is coming in hyperthermia. That is coming in the hyperthermia. Another thing, see, it can lead also what? Hypothermia. It can lead also hypothermia. So by the assessment of physiological condition of the client, we are going to know the physiological condition of the patient by means of vital signs. Now, how we can know the psychological conditions? See, psychology. First of all, I think everyone will be knowing what is physiology first. The physiology is the study of the science of study of normal body functions of the body. Normal body functions of a person. This is physiology. And psychology is what? Psychology is the study of, simple terms, it is the study of the mental health of the person. The mental, whether the person is mentally healthy. See, how we can know the psychology, whether the person is psychologically normal or not. How we can assess this by means of vital signs. Suppose when the patient comes in the hospital, the patient is undergoing for surgery after 1 day or after 2 days. When the nurse informs the patient that you are going for surgery, suppose after 1 day or suppose after 1 hour, after 2 hours. See, definitely the patient will be having anxiety, or we can say fear. The patient will be also having fear. Okay, suppose the patient will undergo fear, definitely there will be the change in the psychological condition. There will be mental disturbance. When there will be the mental disturbance of the client, definitely there is a chance of production of adrenaline hormones. When there is fear, there is the production of hormones like adrenaline and noradrenaline. Adrenaline is also called as epinephrine. Noradrenaline is also called as norepinephrine. See, these hormones are released when the person is undergoing fear. So, what will happen? These hormones will enter into the blood circulation. When these hormones enter into the blood circulation, they will increase heartbeat. These hormones will reach to the heart, and they will increase heartbeat will be increased. Okay, heartbeat will be increased. So when the heart rate will be increased, so we can assess the heart rate of the patient. These are called as vital signs. So we are going to know the vital signs of the patient after that. So this was the definition about the vital signs. This was the definition about the vital signs. Vital signs are also called as cardinal sign. You note these important pointers. These are very important. Cardinal signs. Why they are called as cardinal signs? See, because vital signs are called as cardinal signs because these are the basic, fundamental, and having greatest importance. They are having the greatest importance, and are fundamental also. Basic, fundamental. They are basic, fundamental. So they are called as cardinal signs. Okay. So this was the second point. Why they are called as cardinal signs. One of the most important point. Another point is the third point here is, first I explained the definition. Second I told you these are also called as cardinal signs. Why they are called as cardinal signs? Because they are the most important, fundamental. They are the most important. They are the important and fundamental things that we are assessing, the fundamental condition that we are assessing from client. This was the second point. The third point is vital signs are objective data. Vital signs are objective data. One is subjective data, another is objective data. Objective data we will know then when we are doing this. One is subjective data is what the patient will say. What the patient will say is a subjective data. Okay, but we are going to assess this. The nurse or doctor is going to do this. This is called as objective data. Suppose vital sign, what we are going to do? BP check, temperature check. Suppose we will use medical term. We will use good term here also. We are going to monitor what? Temperature and other vital signs. Now I will say what are the different vital signs. See, this was why these are vital signs. Vital signs are the objective data. The fourth point is how many vital signs are there. I will tell the first vital signs. Then I will explain today one vital sign. And in next respective lectures we will go ahead. First is the vital sign. First I will present here what are the vital signs. First is temperature. Temperature is the first vital sign. First vital sign is temperature. The second vital sign is temperature is the first vital sign. Second is pulse. Third is respiration. Fourth is blood pressure. Fifth is pain. And these are the most important vital signs: temperature, pulse, respiration, blood pressure, and pain. There are other vital signs also. Other vital signs are also there by which we can assess the condition of the patient. See, I told temperature, pulse, respiration, blood pressure. Another is a response to environment is also a vital sign. We can write this by another way here. We can write this by another way. See, response we can say like this: level of consciousness is also the vital sign. Another vital sign is what? Another vital sign is, I told pain is also there. O2 saturation is there. Vital signs. Another vital sign is there. Level of consciousness, O2 saturation. Another also, suppose skin color we can know. Skin color and pupil reaction. So these all are the vital signs. The most important is temperature. Body. I forgot to write body temperature. Pulse of the client, respiration of the client, blood pressure of the client, pain, and other vital signs are level of consciousness, O2 saturation, skin color, pupil reaction. See here. Now I will tell, this was all about the university examinations and college level examinations. See, in entrance, what question is asked here? The question is asked like that, in case of suppose we are going to assess, when we are going to assess the vital signs of the patient, of the client, what the patient, vital signs of the client, what vital signs, what will be the order of vital signs you are going to monitor. See, what will be the order? The order of monitoring vital sign will be like this. Okay, first will be body temperature, second will be pulse, third will be respiration, blood pressure and pain. Okay, suppose if the condition changed, if the question asked that in case of emergency situation, what is the order of vital signs you are going to monitor, you are going to assess. See, now it will change. It was temperature, pulse, respiration, blood pressure and pain. See what will happen. Now you can make a formula for this also. Suppose T, P, R, B, P. Mnemonic. You can use a mnemonic for this. Maybe. Now what we have to do? Now we are going to know in case of emergency. In case of emergency situation, if the patient came and the patient is in an emergency situation, client is in an emergency situation, what we should do first? We have to assess first what? The nurse has to assess first what? The first is pulse. Then we will go for respiration. Third, we will go for BP, blood pressure. Then we will go for temperature. Okay? Temperature. Why this condition? Why we have changed the order in case of emergency situation? See, in case of emergency situation, temperature is very strict. This is emergency. Now we have to see those vital signs which will tell us whether the patient is alive or the patient died. See how we can know this when we are going to know about the pulse. Pulse very easy. We will see the pulse of the patient. What are the sets of other things we will explain in the pulse itself. This is a separate topic. But here I am explaining that we are going to see first pulse. If the pulse is there, if the pulse is not there, patient, there may be patient may be dead or may not be. Pulse. Suppose sometimes we cannot see the pulse of the patient. Such condition also there. Suppose in case of hypovolemia condition, leave that. Pulse we will assess first. Then we will go for respiration. Respiration is important. If there is the how we can assess the respiration. This is also the question. We will see the movement of thorax of the patient. See, when we are going to movement patient, suppose all knows what will be the normal respiratory rate. That we will explain that in the later lectures. Now, so second we are going to know about the respiration. If the patient is not having pulse, not having respiration, it means that there is something is going to be wrong. And these conditions, if we are assessing these pulse and respiration, this will take less time. And then we are going to know BP. Third BP and then temperature. If we start from temperature, there will be no use. Patient will be at the emergency condition. We are going to know about the temperature, but there will be no pulse, there will be no respiration, or patient will be suffering from respiratory distress. We are going to see the temperature. So it will lead and this condition will become more severe if we are going to do like this. So first we will go pulse, then respiration, then BP, then temperature. One more point is there. The question is asked one more thing. Suppose if it is an neonate. Suppose if it is a newborn. If it is a newborn. In case of newborn, this question is also asked how you can assess the vital signs of the newborn. In which order? This question is also which order? Suppose in case of newborn, we told it is temperature first, then pulse, then in case of normal condition, temperature, pulse, blood pressure, temperature, pulse, then respiration, then blood pressure, then other things like pain. We will leave that. Okay. In case of newborn, what we will do? In case of emergency, we have told pulse, respiration, BP, and temperature. In case of newborn, we will first assess what? Respiration. We are going to assess the newborn respiration. Then we will go for what? Pulse. Then we will go for pulse. Then we will go for BP. Then we will go for temperature. In case of newborn, because in case of newborn, the most better option is to check the respiration. if we are going to check the respiration, this will be the good condition. This will be the good idea by which we can know the condition of the newborn. So we will start from respiration, then pulse, then BP, then temperature. So this was all about the vital signs. Now we will explain the vital sign one by one. Okay, I was thinking whether the video is recording or not. So now we are going to explain one by one. The first vital sign I am going to explain is body temperature. Body temperature. The first vital sign is body temperature. See, body temperature, how we are going to assess, how we are going to monitor the body temperature of the assessment is different part. First, today I will take body temperature introduction part, then we will go for assessment, body temperature and other thermolysis I will take in the body temperature. Then we will go in next lecture. I will tell about the assessment of the body temperature. Today, see here, what is body temperature? If you see the definition, see, don't use it. It is not compulsory to see the books. If you see from the books, there will be written a definition. What will be the definition? Body temperature is an balance. Body temperature is an balance between heat production of body, heat production in body and heat lost by body. This will be the definition that will be given in the book. Body temperature is the difference between the heat production in the body and heat lost by the body. I will explain this in simple terms. See here, heat production. What is body temperature? Suppose the heat produced in the body, inside the body I am saying, inside the body, how heat is produced, I will also tell that in the, suppose the heat, first here I will tell here, the heat production in the body, this is called as thermogenesis. This is called as thermo means heat, genesis means generation, genesis means production. Heat production is called as thermogenesis. Second is heat lost by the body. Heat lost by the body is called as thermolysis. Thermo means heat, lysis means breakdown, but here breakdown means lost, heat lost. So the difference between these is called as body temperature. See here, I will explain how. Suppose there are, see, heat produced in the body, heat production produced in body, minus that means subtract by heat lost is equal to what? Body temperature. See here, the heat produced in the body, suppose is 50 degrees Celsius inside the body, but the person, we all know, because in 11th and 12th class we are knowing about, particularly in 12th class we are knowing about the endothermic animals, or here we can say homeothermic animals. Endothermic animals, the animals who can maintain the temperature constant. Endothermic, so we are also endotherms. We are also maintaining our body temperature irrespective of external environment. Irrespective of, if you see the other, so there are some animals who can't maintain the body temperature. They are not endotherms. See, they are poikilotherm. Leave that is a different topic. They are not endothermic, they are ectothermic. Okay, so here is endothermic. We are maintaining the body temperature constant. That we say 37 degrees. 50 degrees produced in the body, but body loss how much? Suppose body is going to lose about 13 degrees Celsius. 13 degrees Celsius. 50 minus 13 is how much? 37 degrees Celsius. 37 degrees Celsius. This is the body temperature that we are saying average body temperature of an adult is 37 degrees, and this is the we have lost. This was the actual production. How heat is now. This is the point. This was all about the definition of the this. We can also say like this. We can say also this. Another definition is what is another definition? It is we can also see it is a degree of heat maintained by the body. How much heat is maintained by the body? How many degrees Celsius heat is, or degree Fahrenheit heat is maintained by the body irrespective of external condition is called as body temperature. That is also another definition, you can write that. But now I am going to explain here. I told that there are two terms here. One is thermogenesis, another is thermolysis here. See here, one is thermogenesis, another is thermolysis. Now I will tell. Next is what is the normal body temperature? What is the normal average body temperature of adult is 37 degree Celsius, or we can say in case of Fahrenheit, when we convert this into Fahrenheit, it will be 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, this is in the normal body temperature. See, I am saying the average term here, average body temperature of adult. In next classes, in assessment, I will explain each and every condition of normal body temperature. A body temperature will increase, what will happen? What we will call that? A body temperature will decrease, what will happen, and what condition we will call that? We will call. So this was average body temperature of the person. Another is the regulation of body temperature. Regulation of body temperature. Suppose body temperature. The thermoregulatory organ in brain is hypothalamus. The thermoregulatory organ in brain is hypothalamus. See here, hypothalamus has two parts. Okay, hypothalamus has two. One is posterior hypothalamus. Another is anterior hypothalamus. See, whenever there is decrease in the body temperature, then normal condition, the posterior hypothalamus will be stimulated. When posterior hypothalamus is stimulated, it will control. It will what it will do? It will increase body temperature. It will increase the body temperature. Similarly, if anterior hypothalamus, when will be anterior hypothalamus stimulated? Here I told when the temperature of body decreases. Here when the temperature of body increases. When the temperature of body increases, it will be stimulated. Anterior hypothalamus will be stimulated.